When last we spoke, I think we were talking about how Republicans are blaming Democrats for taking a hard line. What are they talking about, Congressman? Why can't we get this taken care of? What's with the impasse? What will it take to pass this stimulus package?
Sure. I mean, look, we've had 4 deals that were done on a bipartisan, bicameral basis. We can get this done. My bag's packed. I'm ready to go to D.C. and complete the deal. But let's remember that 11 weeks ago, the House Democrats passed a measure that put $3 trillion into this program. And just last week was the first time Mitch McConnell put any sort of deal together. So I'd like to think those compromises will be made. But there are big differences. I mean, we provide $1 trillion to state and local governments. We provide $100 billion to education programs, given the difficulties with providing education during the pandemic. And we provide money for election security and vote by mail, and they simply don't.
Congressman, in the final deal, whatever's done, should Americans expect an eviction moratorium and an extension of unemployment benefits?
It is clearly part of ideal. I think it's probably a deal breaker if it doesn't include that. Our program continued the additional $600 per week through January. A third of all American households did not make their July housing payment. 30 million Americans say they don't have enough food. But I also say the Fed chief, President's Fed chief, said we simply have to do these things, and now's not the time to get stingy with what we have to do here. The need is just so dramatic.
Congressman, you talked just a second ago about voting by mail for the November election. Last presidential election didn't go so well. We had some foreign interference. How can we be sure that it will be secure this time? And the president is now encouraging folks in Florida to vote, but not folks in Nevada. Isn't it the same postal service?
Look, it should be the same postal service. It's also the same postal service that's running out of money, and it needs our help. And a new postmaster general who seems to think that you can delay mail. I mean, the mail service, you would get the impression the president has asked the postmaster general to tank mail service to reduce its credibility and people's willingness to vote. But 16 members of the president's administration have voted by mail in the past, including the president, the vice president, and their spouses. So clearly, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for the American people. I am, however, very concerned about Russian interference. Let's remember, in January of 2017, the entire intelligence community, with high levels of certainty, said that the Russians attacked our democratic process, and they did it to help the president, and they did it to hurt Hillary Clinton. Remember, Mr. Comey said that they'll be back, but the special counsel Mueller said they never left. DNI Coates said they never left. So you're right, the threats are there, and I proposed legislation that has passed to provide over $1 billion to protect our election security.
You had the major tech companies before Congress recently. Are they doing enough to prepare for this election and possible interference?
Look, they're doing a lot more than they did 4 years ago, but there's a lot more transparency, a lot more accountability that has to take place. There has to be a recognition that the Russians will use social media platforms, and everybody has to play a role. But I'll say this, they have a role, and so do the American people. I think we have to ask ourselves, why was it so easy for the Russians to tear this country apart in its fabric using social media? I think it's because we are all too willing to accept the worst in each other. This is the most important election of our lifetime. We have to recognize that there's more that unites us than divides us, and not let other countries split us apart.
Congressman, school's about to start. It is August in just a couple of weeks, some even starting next week. There is a national discourse as to how we should start schools. One day some people say online, the next day people say face-to-face, some even say hybrid. Should there be some type of a national edict as to how schools should or shouldn't start, or what should be going on? Should we start school?
Well, look, I think we should absolutely start school, but every school district is different. From the age of its buildings to the amount of technology that it has. The role the federal government has should be to assist in that. And again, our proposal was $100 billion from K through college to help institutions do what they have to do. If they do a hybrid, if they do all in school, if they do all remote, they're going to need help. We've heard horrible stories of parents having to drive their kids to a parking lot so they could get access to the internet.
So
That
what is
digital
Congress
divide
doing
has
to help?
end.
What is Congress doing to help? Specifically, since we are in Illinois, CPS reportedly is going to go remote because they heard that there was going to be a strike vote coming up. So what do we do in Illinois to make sure these kids, especially in low-income areas, get the things that they need to safely learn online or in person?
Sure. I mean, look, there are schools that are all trying to get Chromebooks. They're going to need assistance. With the revenue shortfalls taking place at the local level, it's simply going to need federal resources to buy the equipment, provide the training, and the protection equipment that are necessary with whatever decision local schools do. I think it's wrong for us to dictate exactly how they should do it, but we recognize that we need to provide the financial resources to accomplish whatever their goals are.
Congressman, quickly, there are more than 165 coronavirus vaccines in development around the world. We've been spending money to make sure that we have a distribution plan ready. How confident are you that America will be able to get the vaccine to all 300 million people?
I'm confident that it'll happen. I don't want anyone to, I don't want to sugarcoat this and imagine that it's going to happen overnight. There's never been a particularly effective vaccine for this kind of virus. We have to set expectations. But again, it's going to take resources, it's going to take communication and coordination between state and local and federal governments and our research institutions, as well as our allies. Who's to say where this vaccine, the most effective vaccine, comes from first? We're going to have to work together.
And Congressman, I'm sorry to go back to the schools issue because we're so close to schools opening again. You say that we need to provide the funds. We all know we need to provide the funds. How are we going to get the funds?
Look, we provided funds in the first care package, and there's going to be a tremendous amount of aid to education from, again, K through college, through the package that we passed already in the House. I would love that to be part of the compromise. I'm going to be part of that fight, and I think the resources could come through very, very quickly from the federal through the state to the locals to provide the necessary resources, from Chromebooks, computers, whatever it takes, protective equipment, additional training. It's not going to be easy. The deal is there to be had. We've done it 4 times before. We got it done 11 weeks ago. Mitch McConnell just started a week ago to accomplish this. So I believe they'll get it done this week. I'd love to go there as soon as possible to pass this to get the money to Chicago.
Congressman Mike Quigley, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.